So your team has a process. It's unique, so specific that no off-the-shelf software even comes close to handling it. We call that the weird process. And trust me, it's a lot more common and way more costly than you probably think.
I bet you've looked everywhere for a solution, right? But every single SaaS tool you find is either way too generic or it forces you to completely change your process to fit its mold. It just doesn't work.
And what happens? Every single week, someone on your team gets stuck doing that same manual, repetitive work. You can literally feel the hours just draining away on something that you just know should be automated.
You've felt the pain, you've seen the waste. So what if you could get a solution that was just as unique as your process? Well, that's exactly what we do. We build custom AI agents for that.
And let's be real, this isn't just a minor inconvenience. This weird process problem has some very real, tangible costs for your business, and it probably looks a lot like this.
So here's the trap you're probably in. Your team is just grinding away, burning 5, maybe 10 hours every single week on this thing. The alternative? Well, you could hire a custom developer, but that's going to run you $20,000 minimum and take months. And those little DIY solutions, stringing a bunch of zaps together, they're basically just duct tape. They're brittle, and they always seem to break at the worst possible time.
And that's the real kicker, isn't it? You know it can be better, you know it should be automated, but the solutions all feel completely out of reach. You're just stuck.
But what if there was another way? Let's stop focusing on the problem for a second and start looking at the vision. What's actually possible when you have an AI agent that's built just for you? Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine an insurance company that is just drowning in customer billing disputes. It's the perfect example of a complicated, rules-based, weird process.
Now, when a dispute comes in, the AI agent just jumps in. It instantly reads the right policy, it reviews the customer's complaint, and then it drafts a perfect resolution email citing the exact policy sections. If it's a simple case, boom, it's resolved automatically. If it's complex, it gets escalated to a human expert, but with all the boring prep work already done.
The result? 60%. 60% of all their disputes are handled automatically, and the average time to resolve one, it drops from 2 hours down to just 15 minutes. Just think about what that does for your customer satisfaction and your team's sanity.
Okay, let's switch gears completely. A home services business. Maybe they've got a team of technicians out in the field. Coordination is just a constant, chaotic mess. In this case, the agent becomes the ultimate coordinator. It's texting back and forth with customers to set appointments, it sends them instructions on how to prepare, and it even follows up after the job to collect photos and signatures. And the best part? All of that data flows right into the CRM. No one has to type a thing. The impact here is huge. The human dispatcher's workload gets cut by 70%. 70! This frees them up to handle actual emergencies and build better customer relationships. Focus on growing the business instead of just managing a calendar. All right, one more for you. This one's for an internal process. Picture a company with a massive 500-page compliance manual. Everyone is supposed to know what's in it, but nobody has the time to actually read it.
Here, the agent becomes an internal co-pilot. Any staff member can just ask a question in Slack, and it instantly pulls up the exact policy section they need. So now, the staff gets immediate, accurate answers, and your senior compliance team is freed from answering the same basic questions 50 times a week.
So look, the bottom line is this. If your process involves repetitive, rule-based tasks, it doesn't matter how specific or weird it seems, we can build an AI agent to run it for you.
So that's the big picture. But what does using one of these things actually look like for your team on a daily basis? Let's walk through a couple of quick demos.
Okay, here's the field service agent in action. A customer texts in asking about their repair. Instantly, the agent replies with all the details, the appointment time, what to do to prepare, and even a proactive link to reschedule. It's helpful, it's immediate, and it's 100% automated.
And here's that internal copilot. An employee just pings the agent right in Slack with a super specific question. The agent immediately replies with the exact policy section, a quick summary, and a link to the full document. No waiting, no searching around. Just an instant, accurate answer.
So how do you get from that painful process you have now to a fully deployed AI agent? We use a really fast, transparent sprint that's designed to get a working pilot in your hands in just 2 weeks.
It's a super focused 2-week process. Week 1 is all about discovery and design. We map out your entire process and design how the agent will work.
You approve everything before we even start building. Then, week 2 is all about the build and pilot. We bring the agent to life and get it into the hands of a few of your users for testing. From week 3 on, it's live, with our full support right there with you.
We keep our pricing really transparent, and it's just based on complexity. Simple agents are typically between $3,000 to $5,000. More complex ones that need to talk to multiple systems range from $7,000 to $10,000. And that first discovery workshop, where we map everything out and give you a firm quote, that's completely free.
So, here's how to get started. Book a free 30-minute discovery workshop with us. Bring us your most painful, most repetitive process. We'll map it out right there with you and tell you honestly if AI is the right solution. There is absolutely no commitment.
It's really time to stop the manual grind. Let's get started on automating your weird process.